Hey guys, I've been getting a lot of questions about hit rating, so I wanted to make a really simple video. There's probably going to be more complex videos on the topic that are more expansive, but I just want to keep it simple, go over the basics, what you need to know. I'm going to be covering physical damage dealers, and so no spell hit, and not really any visual component to this video, so just have strat live footage going. But let's get right into hit rating. So first of all, hit rating reduces your chance to miss. And if we're going to be assuming you're a level 60 character, and we'll talk about fighting raid bosses, because that's where a lot of people are thinking of when they're trying to get their characters geared as possible. And when they're talking about hit caps and stuff, they're talking about raiding and doing as much damage as they can to the boss. So if you're level 60 and you're attacking a raid boss, they're going to be considered level 63, and their defense skill is going to be 315. So there's a penalty in the game that says if you are attacking an enemy with more than 10 defense skill greater than your weapon skill, you lose 3% hit. So keep that in mind. And the raid bosses are going to have a 6% chance for your attacks to miss. So if you have 300 weapon skill, so again, simple conclusion, if you have 300 weapon skill and you're attacking a raid boss, you're going to have a 9% chance to miss. If you have 305 weapon skill, you're going to have a 6% chance to miss. And that's because of that penalty I talked about earlier of having a weapon skill difference of greater than 10. So getting weapon skill is really good. Now, for most classes, that's really all you need to know. Everyone that doesn't dual wield. So you just need to hit your 6% or 9% hit cap, depending on your weapon skill, right? And you'll be good to go. Your physical attacks will never miss, and you are not going to miss with your melee attacks either. And it's important to note, throughout this I've been mentioning miss. Hit rating does not affect your dodge. So I've noticed some people ask, I'm hit capped, but I'm still not hitting with some of my attacks. This will not remove your chance to be dodged, just your chance to be to miss. So now we're going to talk about dual wielding. So dual wielding is a little more complicated. So simple as it gets, description: you need 6% crit, 6% hit with 305 weapon skill to never miss with your yellow attacks, your physical damage dealing abilities. And you need 9% hit, so same rule as before, 9% hit with 300 weapon skill to never miss with your yellow swings. However, we also have your melee swings to keep in mind. So this is where it gets different. For your dual wielders, you're going to need a lot more hit to never miss with your melees. So we call it soft cap when you never miss with your yellow attacks. So that was the 6 to 9% that I talked about. The hard cap is what it's called for dual wielders when you can never miss with your white hits. And that is if you get about 28 hit rating with 300 weapon skill, or about 25 with 305 weapon skill. So those are your hard caps. And so now to answer the question, how much hit rating should you get? Well, if you're a dual wielder, you're definitely going to want to aim to get soft capped as fast as you can so that your abilities don't miss. While you are not soft capped, hit is very, very valuable because it will increase your chance to hit with both abilities and melee attacks. But once you are soft capped, hit is a little less valuable because it's only going to affect your melee attacks. However, all classes that dual wield, except for Hunter, do a lot of damage with melee attacks. So hit is still very important. So even though you have already reached the soft cap, if you're dual wielding, you're still going to want to itemize for hit to increase your melee damage. But there's no perfect number for how much hit to go for. You just kind of want to balance it. As you get hit gear, you want to go for, you want to get attack power and hit kind of at the same time. If you go all hit, then you won't miss very much, but you will not do that much damage. And if you go all attack power, you'll hit really hard, but you'll miss too much. So you kind of want a balanced approach. And you really just need to be looking at each item and keeping track of the attack power and the hit and trying to maximize both. Now, one last thing I want to throw in, that's pretty much the gist of how you want to be itemizing and how it all works. But hit does get more valuable as you get very, very geared because, and again, this could be a whole nother video because this is complicated, but if you have really high crit chance and you also have a high miss chance, meaning you don't have very much hit, your crit chance could be capped by your low hit chance. So this is what people call the crit cap. And how it works basically is you have too much crit, not enough hit, so your misses from your attacks actually cause you to lose critical strike chance. So let's give like a basic example. Let's say you have a 40% chance to crit. You have a 40% chance to glance. When you're fighting raid bosses, that's just how it works. Your melee attacks have a 40% chance to glance. And that would leave, but then let's say you don't have any hit rating. So you have about a 28% chance to miss. So if you add up all the numbers, 28, 40, 40, we go over 100, which isn't possible, obviously, if you're doing probabilities. So crit actually gets taken away. So what that means is instead of having a 40% chance to crit, you're instead going to have about a 32% chance to crit and a 28% chance to miss and a 40% chance to glance. So again, it gets confusing, but long story short, get hit. It's really good until you get soft capped. Then it's still good, but not amazing. Then as you get close to the crit cap, it gets really good again. So that's hit as simply as I can put it. Hopefully this answers your questions. If not, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you.